Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for mid-November 2024. You have this orphaned card and this flexible card. Some of you could feel left out in the cold, I feel, at this time. It's like I feel a general feeling of being left out in the cold. It's not like, sure, some of you could have been, kind of broken up with, or you could have gone through something where someone left you out in the cold. But I kind of feel this is like more general. It's just like maybe you're just feeling a little bit lonely, or like you want, more attention or something like that. And again, I don't think this is like, a bad thing to want attention or to want to be around people, but you might just be feeling it. And and here we go. We have the Five of Cups right here, and the Five of Cups is showing up in the area of your closest relationships. So, it's kind of like saying that you're feeling left out in the cold, or you're feeling like you, aren't getting something that you desire. So, we're going to have to see how to overcome this, because that's the whole point of my readings is there's solutions, right? And you have this flexible card, so it could be encouraging you to be flexible. We'll see what comes up. You start with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can represent rushing or being too hasty. Yeah, I definitely would say, like, no assumptions at this time. The Knight of Swords, he is just jumping to a conclusion, or he is jumping to some sort of decision without really thinking it through. The whole point of the card is that he's being too hasty. So I would take your time. It is weird that you have the Fool as your crossing energy. And the reason this is weird is because the Fool kind of represents taking a quick leap of faith, right? So you have a card that's saying, like, don't rush, and then you have a card that's kind of like saying rush in a certain way. And so I wouldn't rush, but, here's the difference that I get here, is that the Knight of Swords is always rushing towards the past. Sometimes I feel that the Knight of Swords gets to a point in the reading and he turns around and he runs back to the past, which you have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune would be repeating a cycle. Now we have the Fool, and the Fool would be, if he was right side up, well, he's still kind of going towards the past, but he'd be moving towards the future in the reading. He has this white rose right here, and the white rose represents purity or pure intentions, and he's going on like a new journey. And so I think the trick here is for you to move in a new direction, or to go on a new journey and not a journey of the past. So don't rush back to the past, head towards the future, right? Is what this is saying. But maybe you're confused is kind of what I feel here about, like, should you repeat a cycle or should you have a new beginning? The Magician really represents having a new beginning. So I think you're ready for something new. You have the Death card. The Death card can represent a transformation, and this is coming up in the area of your thoughts or what's on your mind. And so the Death card represents like needing to change, or thinking about going through a change in the area of your thoughts. The Death card also, you see the King is dead on the Death card, and so the King being dead on the Death card kind of represents that even kings die. Even things that we think are going to last forever usually don't. Everything undergoes transformation. It's just the cycle of life. And you have the Tower coming up at the end. And I wouldn't worry too much about that. A lot of people have had the Tower again, so whatever. But also the crown is falling off of the Tower. I'm wondering if you are seeing something collapse, like in front of your eyes. And, it could be something that you had on a pedestal. Like it could be a person. It could be your job. It could be your career, where it's like you thought things were going to go a certain way, but now you're accepting the reality. Again, I always say the Tower is a good card, really, because it's like, yeah, sure, the Tower can be uncomfortable, but those people have been ignoring reality. They're coming down to reality. So they're seeing things for how they actually are. It's like, how is that a bad thing, right? But again, we'll look into it. We'll see what it is. Next, in your foundation, you have the Emperor, which is actually really good. It's interesting that we go Emperor, Magician to the Tower, because the Emperor represents being in control, and I think that a lot of you are actually in much more, you have much more control over your life and over your life situations or circumstances than you realize. The Emperor can also represent kind of like looking for an opportunity. He has his armor on underneath his cloak here. And it kind of says that, he's sitting down, he's relaxing, but he is ready to go at a moment's notice because he has his armor on. And what I'm wondering is if this could actually be an opportunity. Again, I don't know yet. I'm not going to sugarcoat the Tower when we get there. We're going to clarify the reading. We'll see what we get. But this kind of gives me the vibes of like maybe a boss getting fired, or, maybe a position opens up and the Emperor is kind of like saying you should go for it, especially like in work or business. If an opportunity opens opens up, if there's some sort of reality happening, this could be an opportunity for you. I'm also getting that if something scary is kind of happening in like work or business, that it actually, again, could be a huge opportunity for you. I'll give you a couple examples. Go to my most popular videos on this channel. Some of the most popular videos on this channel were strategic posts that I came up with during scary times on YouTube, right? Worked very well for me, right? So again, sometimes in those scary moments, I think we just need to think, how can I get something out of this situation instead of being scared? And again, usually when things collapse, there's always an opportunity. And, again, I would be looking for opportunity. Next, in the area of your past, this is the energy that you are moving past. You have the snake spirit, it says time to heal. You also have this grasshopper spirit, says take a leap of faith. Definitely need to take a leap of faith towards something new. I mean, you have the Fool. The Fool is all about taking a leap of faith. The grasshopper is also a symbol of luck. So, there could be a lot of luck in a new beginning. Again, I think you need to go through the full healing is what the snake is saying. I also think you need to break the trance. It's a cobra that's on this card. When you think about it, people put cobras into a trance. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which, in the past can say you're leaving behind a cycle, but we have that Knight of Swords that's looking over to the cycle. And so I kind of feel that the Wheel of Fortune is saying, you could skip forward over a bunch of BS by not repeating a cycle. And this does not have to be a person. This could be any cycle. And I think, I truly believe that we do know when we are repeating a cycle. And again, I'm not picking on anyone here as a person that has repeated a bunch of cycles that I didn't need to repeat. I totally get it. And again, I don't think there's any right or wrong here either. It's like sometimes I think we have to repeat a cycle because we're learning something. So, it's not really a bad thing. But, again, I kind of feel like this is a cycle that you don't have to repeat. And I feel like you know what it is with this Knight of Swords. It's probably something that you are doing again, right? And so I think this is just saying, like, don't repeat something. It's just that simple. We are entering into a retrograde heavy end of the year, and so I would definitely pay attention to that. Next, in your very near future, you have this gratitude card and this surrender card. So, the quickest way to manifest is with, love, gratitude, joy, being grateful for what you have, and you have the Magician there. So you can definitely manifest things very quickly. The surrender card, I feel, just saying surrender to the changes with the Tower. It's like funny because, I get a lot of comments of people who are worried about AI, for example, right? And I always tell those people, really, number one, there's nothing to worry about because, it's happening. It's like, why worry about things that are already happening? Number two, it's like, I understand the concerns, but one thing that I would say that is good news is we have Neptune and Pisces right now, which is illusions. And we also have Pluto going into Aquarius, of course, which is innovation, definitely AI. It's no mistake that when Pluto first went into Aquarius, AI basically really came out, ChatGPT and all that other stuff. So Pluto has already been in Aquarius, but it's retrograded several times. But what's going to happen is in 2026, Neptune is going to move into Aries. So the good news is that really we are probably going to be working out all the dangers and kind of like the kinks and the weird things that can happen with AI now during Neptune and Pisces. When it leaves, it's like we really don't have to worry about those dangers. I would still pay attention, of course, and be aware, but it's like the dangers that people are worrying about probably aren't that big of a deal. But, I've noticed a lot of content creators that think it's like the end of content creation because you can just come up with something with AI, right? But really, what I think this is saying here to the Tower is it's saying, like, what is the opportunity? Where is the opportunity in whatever you're worried about? And I'm not saying it's AI. I'm just saying that it's something in your life. You have the Magician. And the Magician is also coming up in the very near future. The Magician is a good card of manifestation in Reinvention as well. He even has a snake right here, and you have that snake spirit card. So I think that reinventing yourself, this snake is the Ouroboros, and it represents reinvention. And so I think reinventing yourself and healing could be the thing that helps you manifest things into your life very quickly. And that's really what I would the only thing I would focus on. The other thing I would focus on is new beginnings. Sometimes I feel that the Magician represents needing to have a new beginning, like needing to step in to new energy or fresh energy, or needing to get started on something new, or needing to create something new in your life. And, again, that's really what I would focus on with this Magician card. You have the Ace of Cups. Sorry, actually, we're going to come back to that. In the outcome row, you have this card. It says, a time to remember. It says, look back at your childhood. You have this card. It says, you know the way. Trust your intuition on this journey. Can't make that up. I feel like you know that you need to move towards something new. I mean, you can't make this stuff up because you even end with the Ace of Wands. There's a castle that's crumbling in the back of the Ace of Wands, kind of like the tower. And the Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. So, I think you already know that you have to move in a new direction. Over the next few months, you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. You have two aces in this outcome row, and two aces is a definite yes to any question I haven't answered. Two aces would also definitely represent a new beginning. So I think new beginnings could lead to your emotions overflowing, being very happy. The Ace of Cups is about doing things that put you in the flow as well. That cup can easily reach down into the water below it, and it can fill itself back up, and it can overflow. So I think for a lot of you, this is about making sure that you're doing things that cause you to overflow or that cause flow. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Five of Cups. Again, you could be grieving the loss of something from the past, but he doesn't even enjoy these three cups anymore. The whole point of the Five of Cups is that he has lost his taste for wine, so he doesn't even enjoy, he is sad because he doesn't enjoy it any longer, something that he once enjoyed. But he needs to be grateful, which we have that gratitude card, for what he does have, these two cups. Then he gets this bridge and this castle. So there could be, something better behind you, but you have to focus on it or see it. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I just get this that Orphan card was giving me a very general sense of loneliness, and Five of Cups can definitely represent feeling lonely, but I feel like there are people who want to spend time with you. There are people you can surround yourself with. So I would make sure that if you're feeling lonely, that you spend time with people who matter. For your future feelings, you have the Tower. So the Tower can represent seeing reality for what it is and accepting a new reality. I'm still not sure. Again, we're going to clarify this in just a second, but I'm still not sure how I feel about this Tower. It's on one hand, Tower can be uncomfortable, and I think maybe for some of you there could be some sort of truth that you're accepting. On the other hand, I feel like there's an opportunity here, and again, it's like I said, it's sometimes in those scary moments, there are really good opportunities. And I just wouldn't, don't get caught up in worry, right? And that's what I feel like I want to say to you on this Tower card. Your outcome is really good. It's the Ace of Wands. Sorry, it was not in reverse. The Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. It is also about following your passions. The Ace of Wands is like a spark of hope or a spark of inspiration. So I would move towards your inspirations, which is pretty much what I always say with the Ace of Wands. We really have to be willing to be inspired. We have to move towards our inspirations. We have to move towards things that excite us, that motivate us, that make us feel good. And that's exactly what I would do with that card. But let's clarify this craziness and let's see what is coming up for you. With the Knight of Swords and the Fool, we have the Ace of Wands. So now we have three aces, but definitely I would move towards your inspirations. The Fool has to take a leap of faith towards something new. With this castle that's crumbling in the background here, I would definitely say that there is, again, an opportunity in something that's falling apart. And I'm not saying, again, this doesn't have to be some sort of big disaster. It could be your boss getting fired, or, maybe a manager is stepping down. But again, this could be an opportunity for you. There could be something else that's happening that is an opportunity. And that's what I would pay attention to with that card. With the Death card, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Really good. Nine of Pentacles is gratitude and luxuries. It is having and focusing on the nicer things in life. Nine of Pentacles also has a focus. She's focusing on creating heaven on earth. So she is trying to make the most out of her life and, really create a life that's worth living. And so that would be my focus. The Nine of Pentacles has this little snail here, and the snail wears its home on its back. And so the Nine of Pentacles really represents focusing on your environment and, creating an environment of success, or creating an environment of, an environment that's worth living in. And that's what I would do with the Nine of Pentacles energy. Nine of Pentacles is all about your focus as well. So again, focus on the good stuff. Don't focus on the bad stuff. With the Emperor, you have the Page of Pentacles. Another new beginning card. So we have all these cards here of you starting or getting into a new beginning or starting something new, which I think would be a great idea for you, Gemini. I also feel that the Page of Pentacles, sorry, I think I said Nine of Pentacles again, but Page of Pentacles is communication. He's also looking at this opportunity here, this pentacle that he has in his hand. So I think for a lot of you, this is about, kind of looking for an opportunity. Exactly what I said. Now the Page of Pentacles can represent needing to learn about an opportunity. So if you maybe there is some sort of collapse that's happening in your life or, in someone else's life. But again, if you do your research, you might be able to find the opportunity that exists. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Three of Wands. Everything is in front of you. So he is standing on the top of this hill, and he's looking at these boats that are on the water here. And those boats are going in a new direction. So again, I think there is definitely an opportunity for you to not repeat a cycle. I feel like there's an opportunity for you to go explore new directions and, new places and find something new that you can enjoy and to get out of a comfort zone. The top of this hill here is where he has always been. So he needs to expand. And we have Jupiter in your sign still, so until June 25th of 2025, and so you have a good amount of time here to continue to expand, and that's what I would focus on here. With the Magician, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about getting started, definitely going this way. The Knight of Pentacles, he represents no movement, and he is kind of like overthinking his situation, but he needs to make a move and start planting seeds in this field behind him, and if he plants seeds, they will grow. So I think it's time for you to get started on something new, clearly. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's wondering if it's worth it to continue to work on what he's been working on, or if he should take his knowledge and wisdom and bring it to somewhere else, to start growing something else. So he is analyzing his situation. He's basically looking at what he has done in life, and he's deciding like what he wants to bring forward with him or what new experiences he wants to create. And like I said, I think that would be a great thing for you to do, to like focus on new experiences, new opportunities, new directions, and see what you can create. With the Five of Cups, you have the Strength card. I feel like, again, if you're feeling lonely, you could be developing a lot of strength. Sometimes when we become stronger or when we work on ourselves, it pushes other people away. And so that might be why you're feeling lonely, is because you have become stronger and maybe other people don't like it because, you could be shining your light and showing how strong you are. And when we do that, it kind of without saying anything, right? When we just become stronger, it makes other people feel less than, even, which is on them. It kind of points out their weaknesses, or, because you're becoming stronger, they are being triggered in their situation or whatever it is. And so that might be what's going on here as well. If you're kind of feeling lonely, or if you're feeling like people have turned their back on you, it could be because you're like triggering their insecurities. But that doesn't mean that you should dim your light. That means that you should continue growing and find the people who you can surround yourself with. With the Tower, you have the Ace of Swords. Again, Ace is a really good card. Ace of Swords is victory, success. It is also the truth. So the Tower could represent like some sort of truth being revealed to you. It could also say that you're understanding the truth or seeing the truth of a matter. And, with the Ace of Swords, it cuts both ways. The Ace of Swords actually represents a sacrifice. We have this palm frond right here and this olive branch over here. The palm frond in the tarot represents a sacrifice, and the olive branch can represent an offer of peace or abundance. And so with the Ace of Swords, sometimes we have to cut one thing out so we can have something better. And that might be what's going on here. You could be cutting something out of your life so that you can have a better future, a brighter future, or so that you can have more opportunity, things like that. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yes, Six of Pentacles is all about planting seeds in your life in a new direction. And that's exactly what you're doing here, Gemini. I think you need to plant seeds in a new direction because it will lead to success. You have this hammock. It says take a vacation physically or mentally. Yes, maybe you need a break with all this energy. It's not a bad reading, although you do have that tower there, which is kind of like the tower. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like I said, it is a little sketchy to me. I'm wondering, like if something is falling apart at work or in business, it kind of gives me that feeling of something not working out. But is it bad? I would say no. Like I feel like it feels bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? It is scary when scary things happen. But again, I want to give you the confidence and say like there is an opportunity here, and maybe you just need to take a break to be able to see the opportunity, or maybe you just need a break. You have this table card. It says hard work ahead. So a lot of you are working hard. I mean, again, money-wise, it looks pretty good. I mean, you have the Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Seven and Six of Pentacles. These aren't, bad cards for finances, and you definitely could be focusing on growing your finances. You have this May card and this haystack. It says karma. You will reap what you have sown. So a lot of you, again, between now and May of next year, which it kind of lines up with June, being when Jupiter leaves your sign. And again, I think the things you work on now are going to expand over the, between now and June. And so I would, work on things that you want to work on and be more successful. Again, Jupiter's in your first house. So like I was saying with that strength card, you're glowing. And you could be kind of triggering people's insecurities, but again, that's really on them. That's not on you. So I wouldn't really worry about that. You have another card that says vacation. I'm actually going to pull you another card because this is basically the same as the other card. Definitely need a vacation. You have this crib. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Yes, definitely something new being born in your life, and it could be anything. So that looks good. You have this grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. Tower. There's something happening that I think requires careful handling. I think the careful handling part is saying don't miss the opportunity in something that seems like it's falling apart. I really feel like it's work or business for most of you, but it could be anything. So anywhere you feel like you're having a tower, I would pay attention. Overall, really good, except for the tower. I'm not sure how I feel about that still, but you'll have to let me know. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.